was a little riff. Dude, it's so fun to play, and you can build off that so much. Dude, so Dante.
What's up?
Not much, dude. Check out these fish earrings on this guy.
Oh yeah, you mean the one I still have?
Show the camera. Oh, the one. Oh yeah, baby. He just got those at Walmart. He's gonna put those in his tank later.
Yeah, scooped them up real quick. Took a stop by Petco. I was like, oh, those are looking nice.
They didn't even realize. Hell yeah, buddy. Dude, so what's it like to have an afro? Ups and downs.
Ups are, it's actually really fun hair.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. I like actually having long hair.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, people are interested in it. They ask me about it, what I do, the kind of stuff I put in it.
Yeah, you can hide joints in it.
Yeah. I did that the other day. I had a pre-roll. It was one of the cannons.
You get right into the concert.
No, literally, I was just like,
you're the airport security's like, can I feel down your hair? And you're like, usually girls ask me, but sure.
Dude, every time there'll always be one chick that will be like, can I feel your hair at a party? Did I tell you about that at your house? Is literally one time this chick came up and just started grabbing my hair, being like, and then I looked up,
let me feel it.
Yeah. And then she was like,
let me feel those curls.
I was like, why'd you touch my hair? And then she was like, it looked really fluffy. And I'm like, go away. I literally stood up and walked away. I was like,
I'm weirded out.
Yeah, no, that was some weird shit.
Yo, so y'all ever heard of DB Cooper? Yeah, dude. So for the rundown for the people who don't know him, this dude got on an airplane. This is in the 60s, by the way.
Yeah.
Got on an airplane. Was basically hijacking the plane. Had a bomb in a suitcase because they didn't have any TSA back then, right? And so they had a bomb. He had a bomb in the suitcase, and he had his finger on the trigger, and he said told the flight attendant, I want $200,000 and a parachute. And so the flight landed, and the people on the plane don't even know they're being hijacked. They just told the people on the plane,
it's of the cabin.
No, this is in the back.
Mm.
Yeah, the flight attendant sitting in the back with the dude that's hijacking the plane.
Oh.
And so over the intercom, they're like, oh, it's a maintenance problem. What's going on? We have to wait 2 hours to land, And so they finally land. They get off, and a bunch of press are there, and everyone's like, what is going on? We thought it was a technical problem. And so they gave him $200,000, and he wanted to go to Mexico. Gave him $200,000 in a parachute. Went back up, counted all the money, never to be seen again.
Yeah. I remember actually watching some YouTube video last week about that. Just it was mysteries never discovered. And one of them was DB Cooper. And I forget what was one of there were a bunch of theories that were whack as hell.
Yeah. But dude, check this. There was 2 cases, right? There's the first transgender girl in Washington. Apparently looked exactly like DB Cooper, and that's where he jumped out of the plane with the parachute. And she had these friends that said they matched the pictures up and were curious, and she was like, I'm DB Cooper, but they also thought she was crazy. And then there's another dude who died, and his dying words were I'm Dan Cooper to his wife. And then she married him when she was 40, right?
Yeah.
And then later she found a wallet of his with 5 different fake IDs of Dan Cooper and stuff like that. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
So I'm ooh, conspiracy boiling over.
Yo, small take I just had.
Yeah.
What if certain mysteries where people disappear, it's secret agents and the whole Bond being double, it's just code names. It's DB Cooper. Yeah, that was just some crocked CIA project. Yo, my roommate Jasper has been reading a book all about them from, the book I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've been reading it as well.
What's it called? Something in Ashes?
Era of Ashes, Empire of Ashes.
Yeah.
So what's the premise?
It's
just, you don't have to switch headphones just to talk.
Empire of Ashes. It's basically a history of all the shady stuff that the CIA has done, especially during the Cold War.
Yeah, give me an example. Are you talking about Project, the one with the LSD?
Oh yeah, MK Ultra. Yeah. MK Ultra is of course.
Yo, let's talk about the Unabomber.
Ooh. Yeah, so
some stuff.
MK Ultra. Actually, no, it's in the museum.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to see it.
Oh, that's sick.
What
Yeah.
was it? What was it?
It's the Unabomber's shack.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
seen that.
it was
They,
either in the
took it for
museum.
evidence.
Yeah, I believe it was in the museum. They have like a whole terrorist section when I went. Yeah, no,
That's
it was
dark.
it was
Yeah.
super cool though.
Yeah,
Honestly.
no, it is.
Yeah,
Because that's
Yeah.
like huge, like things that you sometimes don't even recognize. Like I went to OKC,
Mm.
Oklahoma City, and I didn't even know there was like a huge bombing there, like in
Oh,
the
yeah.
90s.
Oh yeah.
Until I went to this massive
Mhm.
5-floor museum that I'm like, whoa, this is,
Mhm.
dude, people have just been doing terrible shit for years.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna
You
say?
want to hear about a museum that really changed me? I don't know if you've been to it, but the Holocaust Museum in DC.
Oh, I've never been to that. Is that?
No, I don't think I did
So
get to see
when I
that.
was in high school, our German class I'm backing up.
You're good.
Every year, like you could go, you'd pay like $50-$100. You go on a trip on a bus all the way to DC. And like it was just go to the Holocaust Museum. We did other fun stuff. Like we ate some German butcher like restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But like that place was sombering. Like it changed me. Like going in there, like there was the whole wall with just
Evil.
nothing but shoes that were left. And it's like shit like that. There's a whole big tower basically of pictures of families and people, children.
True.
And those are all the people that died. Yeah. And that stuff like
it's so sad.
it was a crazy museum. Like that was
The darkest museums. Like another thing, I went to like the OKC like banjo museum, but that was cool too. That was sick. Don't
that's
get me
gonna be
wrong.
cool.
But all those museums of just like seeing like what it was like back in the day, like how other people treated each other. Oh man, even terrorists like 2001. Like you could just get on a plane just after the hijacker of DB Cooper. That didn't even change anything.
Business as usual.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like, all right, flights are still scheduled.
well, dude, yeah, the whole Patriot Act ordeal, like that's crazy that like our parents all remember before that when you could just hop on a plane. Now it's like you got a whole schedule system that you got to go through just, and half of it, what I remember listening to is it's security theater. Half of it really doesn't catch anything. It's just kind of, it's there to make people feel safe.
Yeah.
I think Homeland Security. Oh, right. Sorry. I think Homeland Security once did this like test, and it was like 10 years ago. I think I think they've improved it a little bit, but they were able to get like smuggle past like 70% of the illegal like firearms,
And they were
knives
with
and
I've actually heard this. They were with the like CIA.
yeah,
and they
something
were
like
like
that.
they would get caught and then be like, I'm actually with the CIA.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is with
Yeah.
But dude, it would be through like chains.
Mhm.
Like they would order coffee, went to Dunkin' Donuts in the airport, past the terminals and stuff like that.
Really?
I've seen an article on that.
That's wild.
Yeah, dude, crazy. But that's what they were paid to
Yeah.
do, and it was like a crazy success rate of getting like narcotics and
It wouldn't be that hard.
dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Not with
I'll
trying.
admit, I once accidentally like smuggled a pair of scissors in my bag once. I mean, it was
I've
a mistake.
smuggled
It
a
was just
vibrating
in there.
toothbrush.
Yeah, nah. Like I'm not really admitting to a crime, but it was just like one of the, because it literally set off the metal detector,
Yeah.
and they were digging around in that bag, and they were
Wait,
just
what
like,
did scissors?
yeah,
Oh
scissors,
yeah.
and they were just like, they found something else. I think it was like one of my containers,
Shampoo
or
bottle.
something. Exactly.
Toss that.
There was something metal that they found, and they were like, "Oh, it must have been this," and didn't even bother like to continue searching.
Yeah.
Like those scissors should have been confiscated technically, but
But he was like, yeah.
he was like, "I don't care."
Yeah. There's no doubt. No, dude, me and Dante took a test this morning.
Oh yeah.
How was that, Dante?
Dude, that thing was easy breezy.
It was, dude. What
It
we had
actually-
to do is make a map and then buffer it out of all the places that were between 12,000 and 16,000 feet elevation.
Yeah. It was for
A
threatened snails.
threatened snail population.
Yeah.
And they wanted to take all the roads that were not really used and just
Primitive roads.
and
Yeah.
just knock those roads out. So we were like making a map of where you could knock those roads out, where they were
When they went right through the
roads
or areas where the snails were common.
Yeah.
Those roads would be, you'd highlight them, and then
Like in the townships and
Was it?
No, I think it was just like a county.
It
So
was
it would
by
be,
county, but it was like the whole state.
Oh, okay.
was the whole state?
I think so.
It was a lot of area. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It was
dude,
somewhere out west.
I told you, like I told you too. I went to that thing hammed. I mean, by the time I got there, I was fine. But like, I was on the way. I was hanging out with Chris, and like, all of a sudden, he drove me there because I just went to his lab because I woke up late,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god. And then I got in there. It was fun. I actually had fun making we had to do the models.
The models were fun. When it runs, you have to run the model after you
yeah.
connect all of it. And then I was like, yes,
It
let's
works.
go. It works. So, yeah. It's like a big mathematical equation.
Yeah, dude, the queries, like when you have to the Boolean queries when you're like,
Yeah, you have to be like land plus elevation
equals this.
Yeah.
The guy behind me was like, the hint, dude, was so obvious because it was the equation.
Yeah.
And the guy behind me literally was like, I can't find how to do this. And I'm just like, bro.
Dude, I can't. I'm not that great at it, but I'm glad I hopefully I pass. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. But I really, I wish the one before was that easy for me.
It was pretty easy.
The one before took forever.
Dude, tests, they're only hard when you're doing them.
True. It's because you're not worried about them up until then, unless it's like the final.
No doubt about that. Dude, what are some conspiracies we can cover?
Avril Lavigne got replaced.
What?
Avril
We live
Lavigne.
in a simulation.
What is reality?
Avril Lavigne, I want to hear this one.
Oh, you know this one. She got replaced by a clone in 2003. I think it was by like the CIA. That's like
Yeah.
the whole thing. It's like,
She got replaced by a clone in the CIA.
no, by the CIA. Like they did it.
She
died and they literally made a clone of her and replaced her. That's the whole conspiracy.
Do you think
bro.
she married a skater boy or a CIA
No,
agent?
who's she married to? She's
She's
married
like
to
Garth Brooks or some shit. No, that's Gwen Stefani.
yeah. No, it's the Nickelback, or it's not Nickel. It might be Maroon 5. Yeah,
Wait, what's her name?
Avril Lavigne. It's either Nickelback or Maroon 5, and I can't remember. It's a
It's
big
married to Chad Kroger.
Chad Kroger.
Yeah.
Chad Kroger. Who's that?
Yeah, look him up.
I don't know who Chad Kroger
I
is.
feel like I know the name. I just can't think.
Avril Lavigne's spouse.
Nickelback.
Oh, Nickelback.
Yup, he's the
That
singer for
makes
Nickelback.
Too much sense.
I know, right?
It's been a while.
That's a little damn.
Yeah, dude, they were popular in the same era,
Yeah.
early
Yeah.
2000s.
Yeah.
I just hate that style of rock. I can't.
I
stand
mean,
it.
yeah, isn't it
it's
like
they're
country
trying
rock?
they're trying to
like-
be heavy, but at the same time they aren't that heavy.
Look at this photograph.
Yeah.
Look
I got
at it. What about Kid Rock? What do you think about Kid Rock? What's your take on Kid Rock? Don't be hating. Don't be.
I
hating.
mean,
it's the kid.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have much of an opinion on him.
I'll take it.
I-
It was summertime in northern Michigan.
That's the only song that I can think of. I'm sorry.
Dude, Kid Rock is awesome. He's got Devil Without a Cause. You ever heard that song?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that one's
can't say I
banging.
have.
Want to hear about Mega Fan?
Yeah.
My English teacher, my sophomore year of high school, dude, she was the biggest Bruce Springsteen fan.
That's cool.
I'm not joking though when I say she in class in homeroom was like, I would leave my husband for Bruce Springsteen, and I was just like,
You're like a sophomore sitting there in class, like, damn, that's what marriage is like.
yeah, I was like, fuck. Well, I think then the next hall over, it was like two English teachers were having an affair with each other. Like bullshit like that. And I was like, what? I'm just like, oh, this is the school I go to.
Dude, I wish I could spew the beef about not the beef. I'm not even gonna say anything. Good save, Manny.
Yo, you guys ever seen Vice Principals? No. It's Righteous Gemstones. The guy. It's the guy who plays the weird baby Billy in Righteous Gemstones, and the guy who's Neil Gamby in it. Who is he?
I've never heard of either of those
Oh,
movies.
dude, look up. It's a show. Vice Principals. It's funny as fuck. It's really funny. It's like a parody of just what being an administrator at a school.
Oh, vice principals.
Yeah.
I was like, vice president? That's the first thing.
principals, I could never be a principal. I couldn't.
You
No,
can.
these
Dude,
two like.
Do you
almost
need a
ca-
degree to be a principal? Why would you
Yeah.
be a principal
Well,
after
I
you
mean,
get a
you
degree?
actually, if you're in the education field, if you're in like the education field, you make a good bit of money as a vice principal or principal, like significantly more. I mean, here's me in the classroom, I want to stay in the classroom, so like I'll probably like a good department head. You're making decent money, especially in Maine, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a very different work. It's not like
It's
you're
not
not
like
teaching.
teaching, yeah.
Exactly. You're administrative, you know.
It's like a job.
When it's like you mentioned it to me, just angry parents constantly.
Angry
yeah.
parents.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
I've seen it
And
too.
you're always dealing with like the kids who are in trouble. Every once in a while,
And you just
might
feel
deal
bad,
with-
I bet. Because
Oh,
most of the time it's like
Well,
not even the
think
kid's
of
fault.
every principal ever. They aren't. I've had some. I shouldn't say that. My middle school principals were great, but my high school vice principal was just
What's
awful.
a vice principal? Is that like
They're honestly the ones doing most of the disciplinary work. Like the
Yeah.
principal is like doing like
the
hey,
headmaster? We had 4 deans and 1 headmaster.
Huh? Did you go to
Where'd
a
you go?
private school?
Half private, half public. Freiburg Academy.
Oh, okay. I
But
know
the
Freiburg,
deans,
yeah,
the deans were
nah.
Sounds
awesome.
like you
Well,
live-
I
I
liked
heard he
them.
got-
I mean, I was friends with
yeah.
all except for one, Turner. One time, me and my buddy just were smoking dope at lunch, right? And smoking so much weed. And we like come back and we're like, oh, we're late, obviously. What's new? And we walk into the dean's office and we're like, hey, we need like a late slip. And he's like, what were you boys doing? And ours are like at like literally like the color of apples. We're like, we were at a cyber wedding, dude. And he was like, what?
I don't know how I'd react to that.
Yeah, he was like trying to act all like tough, you know. I feel like principals do that in especially with high schoolers. I felt
Yeah.
like
I feel
teachers.
they puff up.
What?
They puff up.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I feel like when some teachers get like threatened by kids a little bit, like not threatened, but that like just stepped on like the like being like I'm in charge a little
Not
bit.
respecting the authority.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't really know how to handle it because like their whole lives they've like been around people that are like, you know,
Yeah,
they're just
dude. Fucking our principal,
Yeah.
she in high school, she wanted to get clear backpacks because this was at the height of like when
clear
s-
backpacks.
like see-through. Like, you had to have like a see-through back because that was
That's trendy.
Well, we were in the
Yeah.
height of like those school shootings happens. Dude, everyone at the school said fuck that. And then also she wanted to start like you take your backpack to like class with you. You'd have to go to your locker.
Well, I feel like the only way that they can get recognition for doing something good is if they like do something. That's a lot of the time it's they're dealing with bullshit parents, which is hard to do. And how do you implement something good that everyone agrees on? Safety. Yeah, let's make the school more safe. Oh, you made the school a little bit more safe without any real reason, you know? Like, yeah, there's a reason, don't get me wrong, but like, is that really gonna save?
Yeah, but Ben, you've heard about this.
I've never heard the clear
Dude,
backpacks.
new
Oh, yeah.
schools are getting like built so that it's harder for people to like shoot the place up.
It's messed up.
Like
That
that's
is messed up.
insane.
That's like that's we even have to think about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
on like a psychological level. Of
True,
like,
because it's like nothing that's wrong with America. It's wrong with like the way people raise kids.
it's the wrong way people are viewing things right now.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think,
it's
like-
maybe it's the wrong way that schools are. The system is not the way, you know what I mean?
I think it's more of the system especially, but also the culture. I feel like if you go in any high school, you think back to high school, like kids are assholes. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
the way
saying,
you put
yeah.
it. And I think
Kids are assholes, and if you don't have a stable home,
most teachers,
that's
oh,
tough.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think most teachers, they, it's hard, to always recognize this when there are so many kids. And, I'm very thankful I've had a lot of, not that I would have became a school shooter. I think it takes a lot to push someone there. But I'm coming from a school where, a lot of my teachers, they checked in on us,
Yeah.
they were
No,
they were
that's-
good.
That's
and
important.
I think, you know, I think that's the mindset that I'm going in as a teacher, and I think a lot of, you know, especially my generation are
Yeah.
going into as a teacher. But it's
Be
something
just
that
thoughtful.
needs exactly, and you know, making a note of that quiet kid who has bruises, you
Yeah.
know, and
Well, buddy, I mean, I feel like making a school so it's harder to shoot up the place, like
oh,
making a
that's messed
jail
up.
to where
It
it's more
shouldn't
like
have been.
it should be make the school
You're not
with more
addressing.
windows. Make the
Yeah,
school more classes outside. Make the
yeah,
school more involved in community building
yeah.
instead of being like, oh, well, we just have to make it so not as many people can get in this one room and like get together and be friends.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We just have to like put on masks and like make sure we're
Mhm.
6 feet apart. But obviously not anymore. But like,
Thankfully, for
yeah,
now.
think
I
about
don't know,
that.
we'll
Think
see.
about that. Like,
For now.
Well, here's the thing.
if school was more built on building relationships with
Yeah.
people and learning how to do that, then a lot more people, instead of like learning your times
Absolutely.
tables, especially at a
Well, I
young
mean,
age.
those basics are important, but I think especially at the same time there should be a lot of focus in like the social studies fields and the literature and the English fields. You know,
True.
that
Definitely. And
that
science.
field. Well, I think oh, exactly, but
creatively,
in
like,
sorry, in like those two, in those two like areas, I think there should be more focus on like yeah, I think there should be more focus on things like debate and being respectful towards each other, and even outside of, you know, when you disagree with someone. I think you know, a huge problem in society is that people don't really know how to do that. They can't always, you know, sit
Dude,
down
but
and
going
talk
back,
like adults.
yeah, going back definitely going back to your point about teachers checking in on you, that is
Yeah,
huge, dude.
it is.
That
It
is huge.
is.
I remember like I was depressed in high school one
Mhm.
year, and dude, teachers notice.
Yeah,
It's not like you
they do.
can't notice.
It's
Everyone
yeah,
knows when someone's depressed a little bit, just the energy that's coming off of them.
right.
And it's like I remember when this one, shout out Miss Norkin, but she checked on me. She was just
Yeah.
like, I was like struggling with this paper and I could barely do all my work, you know, and I could barely keep up with just like
Mhm.
focusing on like my social connections, which is not a good feeling, you know. And she was like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? I can tell that
Yeah.
you're like not doing well, like this and that, blah blah blah. And I was just like, damn, yeah. That, and it just made me not, it just changed a lot of the way I think. You know what I mean? Just thinking, damn, people notice.
Hmm.
People notice how you present yourself, what you're thinking about. You always want to be tip top shape, and dude, that definitely changes
Yeah.
a lot of people look up to teachers.
Yeah.
You know? And
I think
that's important.
yeah, I mean, even people who hated school, a lot of them can list like, yeah, there was that one teacher, you know, and they do.
Yeah, there's
have
that
an
one
impact.
teacher, and there was also that like 5
Oh,
teachers
yeah,
that were
there's
just
also
terrible.
that other oh my god, I
Yeah.
had some awful ones. I had one. Her entire class, she would have us read from a textbook, and then she would just go over the textbook in class.
Yeah.
So you'd never like.
Well, math, I bet math teachers get caught up in that stuff, like just teaching their math curriculum every year, same
Yeah.
curriculum, no one cares. Not no one cares, but it's hard to get people to be like, whoa, this is awesome.
Well, I mean, that's why you really, really got to love what you do.
That's what I'm saying.
That's really where it comes down to. And a lot of universities are really focusing, because a lot of the times, a lot of those teachers, they, you know, they went through their 4 years of college, but they never really had any real classroom experience.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of just show up on the job that they just worked 4 years for a college degree for, and then they realize they hate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a problem. So a lot of universities have recognized that, and UMaine especially is awesome because you are in the classroom from year one.
Yeah,
your
you're
second
teaching.
semester for me, freshman year, I was working in an elementary school, helping kids in the morning as they were getting off the bus, and you know, I loved it, and it sadly did get cut short because that's when COVID started, and I missed a lot of the other stuff that was supposed to happen but couldn't because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I'm next semester, this will be like the next time I'll be like in a classroom for school. But thankfully, I've had a lot of abilities to do like substitute teaching. If
Yeah,
any of you guys
definitely.
want to make like extra cash, substitute teaching is so easy.
It's easy.
You're literally a babysitter. You just tell kids to be quiet so
Yeah.
you don't get yelled at, and you can play on your laptops.
Just like play like basketball. I'd play with the kids.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, yo, let's put up a basketball hoop in here and
Right.
start like hooping.
Start shooting.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoever gets it in gets 1 points on their
Ooh.
test.
You know what? I got an idea now. Once I'll tell the kids once they get all their work done, I'll like do like a basketball hoop or something. I'll give them candy.
There
I
you
mean,
go,
even
buddy.
they're
go.
high schoolers, but like, come on, who doesn't like candy?
Dude, high
Right?
schoolers are assholes, dude.
Oh yeah,
High
but they're
schoolers are
hilarious.
mega assholes.
the
But if
thing.
they like you,
Oh,
then
yeah.
you're in, dude. Then you're cool as fuck. There's substitutes that we loved, and you all
Oh,
know
yeah.
the substitutes that we hated.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. I'd like to think I'm liked, but
You are liked, dude. I like you.
I hope so.
Dude, tell your kids that you're on a podcast.
I'm way too cooked. I really hope they never find this.
That's funny, dude. So you teach high schoolers?
I'm a substitute teacher. Yeah.
Dude, so is that like weird because you're like, yo, I'm like a little bit older than you?
I don't know. I
What
got
do you
enough
teach?
an age
History?
gap. It's whatever's needed on the day. I've had days where I've been like 3 different teachers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Hey, what's your favorite?
I don't know. For the most part, like I don't do much as like actual teaching. Obviously I'm a history looking to become a history teacher, so I'm a history teacher. Love the history teacher.
Right.
Also have had a lot of fun is a band room teacher. That was cool. They actually had a somewhat decent jazz band.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No.
You were rocking jamming with them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I
Like
taught
Sweet
him-
Home Alabama on the top.
I taught one of the kids the like to do like the like major chord,
Okay.
but not as a bar chord, like Hendrix style with the thumb wrapped
Oh
around.
yeah.
Because he literally told me that his band teacher had told him to never use their thumbs, to keep their thumbs far away.
Come on.
I know.
Come
But
on.
I mean, I get where they're coming from when you're teaching like someone to start
Yeah.
guitar. You want to make sure their thumb's out of the way.
Yeah.
But like, you can do so much with that thumb. You can do so much with that.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Dude, so there's this thing I heard the other day in Europe that there's this guy, right? So he was walking into a refrigerator he fixed refrigerators for his job. And so he's going on this train to fix a refrigerator, and he got locked in the freezer. It was a freezer. And so he was fixing it, but it was a Friday and no one came back till Monday. And so he died he basically was like, oh, I'm so cold. And he started writing his like last words with like a knife into the wooden floorboards. And he was dying because and his like some of his last words were like, my fingers are like freezing off. Like I can't like write anymore. And then when they found him on Monday, they found him and he was because cause of death, the autopsy was like because he froze to death. But he went in there to fix the freezer and it never went below 50 and it was not cold, but he was just like, he thought it was, so he was so nervous and he was like known as a worrier, and that he was like worrying that he literally tricked his mind into like freezing himself to death. He's like, I'm locked in here, but it's like not even cold.
Either that or someone just got away with murder.
True. But it was, the autopsy was like legit.
Well, I mean, if you find someone in a freezer, like how are you
Fixed
really
it
gonna
and
do the
broke it?
whole thing? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's some laziness there. Did anyone like test his blood for poison or something? Maybe
I don't know. It was in Germany.
I don't know.
It was
Have you
probably
seen the autopsy report? Is like half his head just missing?
Dude, I have no idea. I saw it online. I thought it was cool as fuck. It probably didn't even happen.
I
Dude,
mean,
look it
I
up.
would believe
Frozen guy.
Frozen guy.
Yeah. I'll leave the link in the description. Yeah. For those who want to know.
So what was it, like restaurant?
It was frozen Man dies in freezer. Freezer on a train.
Oh yeah, I found it.
Yep.
Man dies of hypothermia in an unplugged freezer.
That sounds dumb when you
Jesus.
read it. Like, what was he doing in the freezer?
Yeah.
What?
But
He got locked.
Wait, do you have the story right there? You want to read it through?
Yeah, I'm reading it now.
Read it out loud for the host if I missed anything.
A man locked himself in the walk-in freezer and convinced himself he would die and began writing letters. His letters saying like he can't write because his fingers are beginning to freeze. And when they find him dead, they discover that the freezer's temperature never dropped below 50 degrees. Thus, the man pretty much psyched himself to death.
Yeah, dude. Well, dude. Sorry. Yeah.
He got worried to death. Like that's literally like, well, the next line he's like, "You ever heard worried to death?"
Yeah, that's where it comes from, right?
Jeez,
That's crazy, right?
Nick Sitzman, a strong young bull of a man.
Clearly.
No joke. That's the fucking word. This has to. I'm sorry, but this has to be fake. What the hell?
Dude, it's what might
What site
be.
is this from?
Snopes, bro.
There's no way that's real.
What's
Yeah.
Snopes? What's Snopes?
I don't know.
If I remember what Snopes is correctly, I think it's like just like one of the fake.
Well, dude,
News
so many men freeze in rail cars. There's like 100 news stories. I think they're all different. I
Oh
think-
really?
I think the one we're talking about is.
Oh, it's a fact checking website.
Oh,
Ah.
that's some
So it
legitness.
is true?
That I mean, it says it like
Like scrolling, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like a reveal at the end. Origins.
We're figuring it out, fellas.
mind is a powerful thing, so powerful that it can kill.
It will kill.
So it's a motivational speaker angle. Like they talk about that and then are like, the power of your mind.
Yes.
All right, talk about it like that then. The power of your mind can slow down
No,
your
you'd be
heart
like,
rate.
This man, when he locked himself in the freezer, it never dropped below 50 degrees, but he was so terrified of freezing to death that he died of hypothermia. Imagine what your mind can do when you set it towards a goal that you want to do.
Imagine what the mind can do when it gets attached to an advertisement. And then you just have minds
Buy
buying
my book.
Buy my book. It's on freezers. All right, yo. Do you want to wrap it up, boys?
Yeah.
Dude, good
Get
pod.
some food.
Yeah.
I gotta get some food in my belly too.
Yeah.
Good meeting you.
Yeah,
First time on the
absolutely.
pod. Second.
Hey.
Hell yeah, dude. You'll be back, Dante.
Yes, sir, I will.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was good chatting with you again.
Goodbye, homies.
Peace.